So I was aware that Carolyn Parrish was apparently getting threats, a lot of harassment, even apparently some death threats.
And that's why Parrish, currently the frontrunner in Mississauga's mayoral race, announced she'd be pulling out of all future debates. In a statement released today, the veteran politician writing, "We deeply regret that a new style of politics has emerged in this race. It's disheartening to watch. These actions have led to threats against my colleague and now against me." The threats apparently stemming in part from comments she made about refugees at a debate last week, a snippet of which was posted online by a staffer of Deepika Damerla, Parrish's closest opponent. In an interview with CityNews 24/7 on Friday, Parrish clarified her view.
I said they're sitting around all day, they've got a roof over their heads, they're fed, but they aren't given anything to do. That part was cut off. I think the hard part is when you bring refugees into Canada, you have to get the kids into schools and you have to get the people into jobs. When you're in a campaign like this, you have to count on other people behaving in a professional way, and sometimes they don't.
Journalist San Greywall, who has been following the race closely with his team, says he noticed the tone of the race begin to shift after a recent poll showed Parrish widening her lead over her two closest opponents, Damerla and Alvin Tejo.
I guess this is the tactic that a couple of opponents have chosen, is to go negative. We looked at the comments in question from Carolyn Parrish very carefully. The context of what she was expressing was not what has been presented by these two candidates in particular. I don't like to see a candidate pull out, but I do have to say it really worries me what we're seeing increasingly with female politicians.
We reached out to both candidates. In separate statements, both condemned threats and intimidation. Yet Tejo still calling Parrish's comments, quote, discriminatory, and Damerla saying, quote, she should be taking responsibility for those remarks and apologizing. Instead, she's ducking debates and hiding. As for whether the decision will damage her campaign in any way,
I think people are going to be for Carolyn Parrish based on what she's done for the last 30 years, or against Carolyn Parrish based on what she's done for the last 30 years. So it's not like people are unsure of what they're getting. She's wisely doing what you should do if you're in the front runner position in this race, which is be cautious and be careful.
We did request a one-on-one interview with Parrish today, but did not hear back from her campaign. Residents will head to the polls on June 10th to elect a new mayor. In Mississauga, Natividad, City News.